Hello and welcome in to your F3 race here at Belgium. It's round 8 of this season 8 race. I will be racing in the Ardennes Forest of Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium. Do not currently have a co-commentator, so I'm going to have to do it on my own. If you can't tell by the way I'm talking, 1 second, Declan, 1 second. Yes, 1 second. If you can't tell already, I am not exactly feeling the best. I haven't been feeling great the last few days. Frankly, I've had like a really sore throat. Good news is I can still talk, but the question is for how long. Pull up the stream on my phone. And we got an ad. Okay. First man out of the pits will be the Haas of Pfister after about a minute chilling in the garage. Why would you have a sore? I've had the sore throat for a while, Harvey. It's not because of last night. Yeah, although, trust me, last night did not help. I can promise you that much. In fact, it probably felt as bad as it did this morning when I woke up at like 5 a.m. because of my screaming. And I'll just say it like that because I don't want to say the whole word. Other drivers now out of the pits, including the McLaren of HRV Thomas, Nifty Nasri, our championship leader, C. Bradshaw, Harvey. Man commentating on my first RSF1 win ever last night. Got Ipswich Techers, the Alfa Romeo of FFR Harry. Just go on as he goes way wide. I don't know if that's a race. I don't know if that's a race strategy he's got going on, but I would certainly hope not. I'm gonna spin. All right, I'll try not to, but if you're fighting for a win, Ethan, I'm not gonna be able to help myself. By the way, I saw you saying how his day's winning this race. I saw that last night. Nah, man, I understand why you wouldn't believe in me winning. Frankly, I get it. I did not expect me to win either. I didn't expect to dominate, honestly, because that's what I did. I led like what 15 laps, I think, last night. It was absolutely nuts. I was like, dude, how am I leading this race? I was no lower than 4th at any point last night. But as Pfister comes across the line, he'll be starting the first hot lap of this session. It's a short quali tonight, so minimum speed of 47 miles an hour through La Source out of turn 1. Getting a run down to Eau Rouge and then Radion following immediately afterwards. Minimum speed of 182 miles an hour up the hill. Opens the DRS now. Down one of the narrowest DRS straights on the schedule. Top speed of 207 miles an hour down the Camel Straight. It's 30.5 through the first sector for the Haas. Out of Lake Home now. Getting into this third gear, second hairpin here. Through No Name. It's a very hard part of the track to get right. Very easy to invalidate. On the exit of that corner, now heading down Poulon. Runs a little wide, keeps it valid though. But we keep going. Through the first 2 sectors, the 15.9 now out of Stavelot. Another corner where you don't want to mess up here at all. If you do, you could very well end up in either the outside or inside wall. Blanchemont. Got very little ERS left here. Through the bus stop chicane at the minimum speed of 48 miles an hour. Out of the chicane now opens the DRS and across the line. It's a 44.5 to start the session. Oh no, that was Desbro about to start a lap, so we will move on. Arash Alonso, who's also starting his first hot lap of the session. We move on to Nifty Nassery. We've got yellows in Sector 3. What's happened? Nifty Nassery puts up a 44.5 as well, but we need to find out what's just happened. Oh, he's lost it out of Blanchimont. As I said, it's a very tricky part. It might not seem tricky, but trust me, it's not as easy as it seems. As we have just seen our first victim to Stavelot, being the Alfa Romeo of FFR, Harry. In the meantime, we've had HRV Thomas put up a 44.4. It's P2 for the McLaren. And a 44.1 for C. Bradshaw, putting it on pole by over 0.3 of a second. Yeah, I see, buddy. Watch your movie, or whatever that is. We got both the Red Bulls coming across the line now. We got Rulli Ethan. He's going to put up a 44.7. It's P5 for the Red Bull. What can his teammate do? Oh, he's just started his hot lap. We're going to ride on board with Egon. We're going to hope, for his sake, Ethan gives him a bit of a tow. He's definitely slowed down enough to give him one. Might be getting a little bit of slipstream heading up the hill. Not a lot. But right here is where it's going to count. It's down the Kemmel straight. He opens the DRS. Egon not sliding in behind his teammate. Not sure why he's taking a little bit of a wider line through there. Top speed of 207 miles an hour for the Red Bull of Egon. Desbro's come across the line, put up a 44.0. It's P1 for the McLaren. Harry Dwarf has also crossed the line, put up a 44.2. It's P3 for him. Slim Shady, normally way off the pace, has put up a 44.7. It's P7 for the Williams. Good to see him starting to find his footing in this division. Hopefully he can continue to do that throughout this race. Graceful Rook has put up a 44.8. It's P9 for him. It's 45.8 for Only Destroyer. Doesn't seem like he's improving on this lap. Back to Egon. Was a little wide there. Keeps it valid. 16.3. Can't even tell how many people are watching. That's unfortunate. Egon through Blanchimont now. Heading into the bus stop chicane. It's 196 miles an hour at top speed throughout that section of the track. Out of the bus stop chicane now. Opens the DRS into the line. It's a 45.2. It's P11 for the Red Bull. Do remember, this is a short qualifying session, so you only get this session to put up a lap time. You don't get Q2 or Q3 here. So I can see quite a good number of drivers making all 3 runs. I know I made all 3 runs last night. This guns out of Fuon. The end of sector 2 now. It's going to be a 1 minute 15.2 second stretch there through the first 2 sectors. So Blazer Guns looking like he's going to be absolutely blazing the competition tonight, at least so far. Through Blanchimont now. Rides the outside curbs on the exit. The yellows in sector 2 and in the beginning of sector 3. The McLaren of Thomas out of the bus stop chicane, opens the DRS and across the line. It's a 43.5. He's over 0.5 faster than Desbro. I mean, I knew he was putting up a good lap, but wow. That is some kind of lap time from the Alpine. We move on to the Williams of Modcat. Looks like he's going to be putting up a bit of a banker lap here. 38 seconds through the first sector. I'm not sure that's very representative. We've got yellows in sector 2 through Puon. It's for the Aston Martin of Ipswich Techers. Also yellows through sector 3 for the Haas of Pfister. He's run out of fuel, I believe. Or perhaps not. No, he might actually be on his outlap. He is on his outlap, but he's been blocked by the Ferrari. Gotta hope that doesn't hurt his lap time, but it very well might, and if it does, he has every right and every No, just every right to send that in as a clip. Who thought no traction would be so hard? Me. Why I did no traction to start the game and found out immediately no traction was pretty much impossible. I don't know if it's any easier on wheel, but on controller it's literally impossible. I mean, that kind of throttle management just isn't doable with your fingers, man. You got to be able to use your whole feet. On track, but he invalidates on the exit of the chicane. Heartbreak for the Haas. He's also invalidated, and he spins the moment I switch over to him. All right, maybe one is the Haas of Fister, the other Lancelot now is no longer in the Alpine. He is in the Aston Martin. Sitters. 30.2 through the first sector. Coming through the second sector now. What can he get through here? The 15.5 looking very strong from the Mercedes here. Unlike real life where they're looking absolutely hopeless. Bradshaw across the line puts up a 43.8, but he's still a little under 3 tenths back on the Alpine. Nifty Nassery is a 44.0. It's P3 for him. Back to TX1 Karma, coming through the bus stop chicane now. Out of the chicane, opens the DRS and to the line. What can he do? It's going to be a 44.043. He's 8 thousandths of a second behind his teammate. These two are just about equal on pace. Egon has just started another hot lap, so we're going to move on to Ruli Ethan, who's put up a 15.6 through the first two sectors. He's improved quite a bit through the first two sectors. How much more time can the Red Bull find? Into the bus stop chicane now. Top speed of 204 miles an hour. Ethan running a very low downforce setup here tonight. Opens the DRS and across the line, it's going to be a 43.995. It's P3 for the Red Bull. We got Graceful Look diving into the pits. So we're going to move on to the Alpine of Alonso. Opens the DRS. No, now he does. Across the line, it's a 44.6. He improves to P10. Unless he didn't put up a lap time there. I feel like he was already there. I don't actually think he improved at all. We've got Nifty Nassery in the pits now. Got Fister, who's run out of fuel, and he's going to be coming into the pits this time by. TX1 Karma also has run out of fuel. He'll be coming into the pits this time by. Seems like Ruli Ethan's also run out of fuel. Got a lot of drivers on their in-laps here. Egon destroying one of the sponsorship bollards. Interesting choice there to do. I'm not sure why, but I'm not really going to argue it. We got Desbro, who's looking to put up a better lap time. Out of the bus stop chicane now. No, actually, he hasn't. He's on his out lap, and now he's on a hot lap. And the Ferrari of Only Destroyer is right in front of Desbro. Minimum speed of 188 miles an hour up the hill for Desbro, so he's running very good right now. Top speed down the Camel Straight. It's going to be a 212 miles an hour to 29.8 through the first sector. We got a Ferrari off to the side. It is only Destroyer. No name now. Oh, he runs a little wide. Keeps it valid, though. For Puan now. This is a perfect angle for Puan. Oh, and he invalidates running wide there. I think he turned in a little early and then had to ease off on the steering wheel, and just, unfortunately, it causes him to invalidate the lap. It's only got 2.5 minutes left. I'm not sure if he's got enough time. I don't know if he's even got enough fuel for another lap. If he does, he's going to have to back off just a bit. Recharge that ERS a little bit. Keep the fuel down. Better lap than in practice. Yeah, definitely not bad. My best lap I think I had in practice was a 44.4, but then in qualifying yesterday, I think my best was a 45.0 or something. We got a crash. It's for Harvey, I mean. Harvey has wrecked it. We got another yellow. It's for McLaren. It's not Desbro. It's Thomas. He spun out of Puan. Back to Bradshaw. See if we can see what happened to Harvey. We've got victim number 2 of Stavelot. And it's the exact same thing that happened to Harry. You hate to see it. The car has now disappeared. So good news there. He won't ruin anyone's lap inadvertently. Got another yellow in Sector 2. I'm not sure who that's for. It's one of the guys in Sector 1. Or no, the beginning of Sector 2. No, he's not on a lap either. We're going to move on to Desbro, who's invalidated his current lap. Gonna have to do another one here. The man behind him is on an outlap. It's Rudley Ethan. Gonna be getting a little bit of dirty air though, so it's gonna heat up his tires a little too much. I don't wonder whether that'll hurt him more than help him. Your Bradshaw coming through the first sector has not improved. He's dropped it by 0.03 of a second through the first sector. Despite what I have to assume is getting a toe off his teammate, or maybe not even. Maybe he's giving his teammate a toe. So Stecker's about 12 car lengths back or so. Got Bradshaw coming through Puan now. A little wide here. Once again, avoiding the curbs. Just on the exit there. He's improved by over a tenth in the middle sector, though. Checkered flag is waving for this qualifying session. The session is over. Modcat did not put up a lap time, so he will be starting in 18th. But Bradshaw coming out of Blanchimont now. How much more time can he find in this final sector? The chicane here is going to be crucial. Out of the chicane now, opens the DRS, and across the line it's going to be a 43.8. His teammate Teckers takes pole. Ipswich Teckers takes pole. It's a 43.4. So it's P1 and P3 for the Aston Martins. No, not Pfister. Graceful Rook improves to a 44.4, 44.2 for Pfister. It's P9 and 10 for the two Haas's. HRV Thomas passes both of them, getting P7. Nifty gets P4 with a 43.8. The next man across the line will be the Ferrari of Harry Dwarf. Following him looks to be the Williams of Slim Shady. Dwarf now through the chicane. On the exit, opens the DRS, and to the line it's going to be a 43.899. We've had a crash. What's happened? Desbro and only Destroyer have crashed. It's victims number 3 and 4. I don't believe it. Oh, and Slim Shady puts up a 43.8. It's P4. Karma just 1,000th of a second off of him, and Nasri 1,000th of a second behind his teammate. You could put a napkin over these three. for P4, 5, and 6. Ruley Ethan diving into the pits, and that is qualifying over. Ipswich Techers takes pole by almost 2/10 over Blazer Guns. Blazer Guns P2, followed by Bradshaw, Slim Shady, Karma, Nifty Nasri. And we've got a handful more after those guys. We've got Harry Dwarf, Ethan Thomas, Desbro's your top 10, Fister, Rook, Egon, Alonso, Only Destroyer, Harry, Harvey, and Modcat. I'm looking at the stream on my phone. That's why I know their other results before they pop up. Yeah, I mean, wow, look at this, man. Your top 12 less than a second apart. Your top 7 less than half a second off. But P3 down to P12 is just over half a second apart. Absolutely intense. This is going to be a very, very close battle for a top 5, I imagine. P5 is probably going to be the biggest fight in this race. If qualifying is any indication of how this race is going to go. Oh man, I need a drink so bad. Oh, that's good for you. That's good for you, Ethan. Oh, we're looking really dark here to start this sprint race. Although yesterday's race, both sprint and feature race, and I'm pretty sure quali all started very dark and cloudy. We never had any rain, which, much to the surprise of our commentators last night, no rain. So maybe tonight will be a repeat of last night. Maybe not. I don't know yet. On the one hand, as a commentator, I do kind of want to know if there's going to be rain. On the other hand, I like the element of surprise. Okay, doesn't look like we're gonna have an early start here. That's good. Got a good number of drivers here on the softs. You almost can't help but wonder if there's gonna be a rain. I mean, if one guy was on softs, it'd be one thing, but we've got how many are on softs again? 1, 2, 3. We got 7 out of 18 drivers on softs. That is an entertaining situation. I'm looking at my screen. I don't see any rain droplets falling, so it's not raining yet. Maybe it will, and that's why they're on the softs, so their tires have a bit more grip in those interchangeable conditions. I don't know. There is rain. Oh boy. And we have our timer officially counting down for the start of this sprint race. We have an 8-lap sprint tonight, followed by a 22% or 22-lap 50% race around this historic Belgian Grand Prix. To the best of my knowledge, I'm pretty sure the Belgian Grand Prix has only been held in 2 different tracks. Now remind me if the second one is wrong. First, of course, being here, and we have already had a DSQ. What is happening? Really, Ethan has already been disqualified. What has happened? But your starting grid for tonight's sprint race will be Ipswich Techers, Blazer Guns, Bradshaw, Slim Shady, Karma, Nifty Nasri, Harry Dwarf, Ethan, HRV Thomas, Desbro, Fister, Graceful Rook, Egon, Alonso, Only Destroyer, Harry, Harvey, and Modcat. Finishing out your order. I would say this race is exactly what Aston Martin needs to get away from McLaren in the Constructors' Championship, and what Bradshaw needs to increase his lead in the Drivers' Championship. Couldn't move? I mean, I can't say I haven't had that happen to me before. I understand that feeling. As we watch now, we have got the front runners and everybody else just about sliding into their grid slots. We've got Egon, Only Destroyer. Oh my god, it's raining already! I've only just noticed it's raining on the grid. The lights haven't even begun and it's already rain on the track. This could be immaculate. For the drivers who picked mediums, this could be an immaculate mistake. We've got 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go. We've got 4 drivers with drive-thrus for jump starts. I don't believe it. Ethan's one of them. Ethan's going to have to get as big of a jump on these guys as he possibly can. Ditto the rest on the drive-thrus with being Fister, Harry Dwarf, and Desbro. The way it's looking right now, this could be very bad for the medium runners. And look at this, Bradshaw's already caught right back up. He's going 8 miles an hour faster than the Red Bull. That is absolutely insane. Ipswich Techers has passed really Ethan off the track. That cannot be allowed. He's going to have to let him through. He does. Back down to P3. We got a big crash in the back. It's for Blazer Guns. What has happened? And Blazer Guns gets a penalty. For what? He went from P2 all the way down to P18 in this. It's not even the end of the first lap. Harry's gone up 9 spots, 7 spots gained for Egon, 6 for really Ethan because of his jump start. And Harvey's out. What's happened to Harvey? Has he just been taken out by Fister? Has Fister just taken out Harvey? He's got no front wing. Ipswich Techers is out. What's happened? Oh,
Graceful looks out. Ipswich. Oh! Ipswich Teggers' car is right in the middle of the track. What is going on with Graceful Rook's car? He's been spinning and he gets a 5-second penalty for it. Pfister with another 5 seconds. This is insanity. Rudely Ethan has only just rejoined the session. Apparently his AI jumped early. Which I didn't think was gonna happen. Wow, talk about a lot of action on lap 1. I can't even believe what I've just seen. What have I seen? Honestly, we've had 2 drivers get taken out. I don't know if Ipswich Checkers got taken out intentionally, but Harvey very well looked like that was intentional. You've got what looks like a dozen drivers in the pits. We've got Pfister, Karma, Graceful Rook, Arash Alonso, Thomas, Blazer Guns, and Desbro all in the pits. I imagine anyone pitting, not pitting onto the inters is insane. Blazer Guns on the sauce. Oh, you better hope this track doesn't get much wetter than it is now. And Graceful Rook still has not gotten his wing change or tires off because of the double stack with Pfister. He is going to go on to the inters. Looks like the only driver not going on inters in that round of pit stops is Laser Guns. If I look at the track is pretty dry, so you might not have picked a bad strategy there. But we're going to have to wait and see to the end of the safety car, because it's not going to be coming in this time. It's going to be coming in next time. Pfister with another time penalty. At this point, he's got, well, I can't see the time penalties he's got currently due to his drive-through. He almost runs into the back of Alonso. What has been going on with this Haas to start this race? Check something for a second. Oh, cool. We got 12 people watching. How are we all doing, folks? And I can't look at it from my... Oh, he sent it to me on my personal profile. That's why I couldn't look at it. Okay, never mind. I should have checked my phone first just to be safe. Anyway, so... barring anything unforeseen between here and the restart, our restart order will be as follows. Bradshaw, Ethan, Harry, Dwarf, Egon, Harry, Nifty, Slim Shady, Modcat, Destroyer, Thomas, Karma, Alonso. We got Bradshaw, Harry Dwarf, Nasri. Okay, yeah, we got a lot of these guys in the pits. Alonso's coming back into the pits. I'm not sure why he's coming back in, or Pfister for that matter, unless they're trying to get rid of penalties. But some of them don't have penalties to begin with, so it's definitely a bit of a bizarre choice here for some of these guys. I guess, maybe it's Bradshaw, like Bradshaw and Harry, I'm guessing, must have known they're going to get absolutely swamped on the restart if they don't pit. They got rain droplets on the car. I don't see any on the racetrack. The racetrack still looks pretty dry here. Of course, I can't say for sure how true that is for the front runners, both the Red Bulls, P1 and P2. Of course, Ethan still has to serve his drive-through, as does Harry, Pfister, and Desbro. Okay, Harvey, just to let you know, I can't look at your clip right now. My phone's not really working with me here, so that's fun. I'll look at the clip after the race. Oh, wow, look at this. We've already got rain droplets on the track, so it is definitely time to switch to the inters. But some of these dry, slick runners now are definitely going to be regretting their decision, especially your top 5, all of whom stayed out in that second round of pit stops.
Meanwhile, for Thomas Karma and Desbro, this looks like it could be, well, Thomas and Karma, let's just say that, because Desbro's got the penalty still. Those two are looking like geniuses now. The track is only getting wetter. Safety car will be in this lap. We got Ethan trying to get the move, trying to get the restart done efficiently here. Wow, we got a big lag spike here. We got both the Red Bulls diving in, so it looks like Harry's going to take the safety car restart as he's in P1. Modcat just barely holding on to P2 as he crosses the line, but it looks like these two are both going to have a much better run. Oh, he goes way wide on the exit of turn 1, and those two just pass him, and they drive by it almost 20 miles an hour faster. $169 was his minimum speed, 61 was his minimum speed. Harry about just under 1.6 seconds. Gonna see if he gains or loses any time in the chicane. He does, over a tenth. Oh, he loses over 3 tenths now. Almost over 4 tenths through the chicane. And he's just gonna continue to hemorrhage time here. I think Harry now knows the error of his ways. They're now just under 6/10 of a second back, heading through Puan. He almost loses the car. He almost loses it again. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Not the angles I was looking for there, but no biggie. He's right behind. Modcat's crashed out. What's happened to him? He's crashed through Puan. And it's another safety car. These slick runners getting absolutely bailed out. But not Harry or Fisk, who have yet to serve their drive. None of these guys have served their drive-thrus. I don't believe it. These guys are going to be absolutely furious with another safety car. These guys just got no chance of scoring points at this point. They'll be lucky to do anything. Harry, in the meantime, is probably the happiest driver on the track. He's going to be able to switch on to the inters. Graceful Rook gets a 5-second penalty for hitting. Where is he? Oh, he's P5. Maybe not. No, now he's in the pits, actually. Looked like he was trying to pass the safety car there for a second, but safety car catches him before it can go any further. He can go any further. And we've got Graceful Rook on full wets. That is quite an interesting call there. We got Ethan coming into the pits, going on to the softs, or onto the inters. Laser guns as well. We got 4 drivers on new tires now. Harry, Rook, Laser, and Ethan. 3 of the 4 on inters. Graceful Rook on the full wets. I don't see any puddles whatsoever at any point in the track. Anywhere on the track. I don't think he's going to be happy once he realizes his mistake. Laser Guns has just crashed. He's crashed just before the entry to... Whoa! Hold on. Whoa. What was that?
I thought really Ethan was trying to wreck himself out there. I was like, hello, hey there. How are we doing, Ethan? We okay? But luckily that's not what happened. Why am I getting very racy with the safety cars? Same. Yesterday. Alright. At the end of this lap, safety car should be in. It'll give us a 2-lap shootout to the end. Your safety car restart order will be Karma, Thomas, Bradshaw, technically Destroyer, then Nifty, Alonso, Harry, Egon, Slim Shady, Graceful Rook, Harry Dwarf, Fister, Desbro, and Ruley Ethan. I say it like that because, well, they all have drive-thrus, don't they? Yeah, they still have their drive-thrus. I don't think there's been a single clean lap in this sprint race, so they might not even get disqualified. They might just get like the 20-second penalty or whatever that comes with it if you don't serve it at the very end of a race. I think it's a 20-second penalty. It might be like 10 or 15. I don't remember. So Karma coming out of the chicane now. Will go off. Doesn't look like he's caught. Well, no, he did catch out Thomas a good bit, actually. Or at least certainly enough to keep him from trying to go for the move into turn 1. Alonso right on the gearbox of... Oh, we got Bradshaw who's lost it on the top of the hill. What's happened to the Aston Martin? It's gonna have a massive speed disadvantage, about 20 miles an hour slower. News for him is he's gonna keep P7, and after penalties, he might even move up to P5. Got Fister moving up. We got yellows. It's for Ethan and Desbro. What has happened to the back? Ethan gets a 5-second penalty for a severe collision. Back at the front, Karma still maintaining his lead. Oh, we got Karma going way wide out of Fuan. Going to allow Thomas to catch right back up to the gearbox of the McLaren, or the Mercedes driver. Oh, Karma almost losing it out of Stavelot. Doesn't go for the move into the bus stop chicane, out of the chicane for the penultimate time. They're going to cross the line. It's going to be the final lap of the race. Dwarf and Fist are both in the pits. Thomas not close enough to make a move here. He's got to use every ounce of ERS he can find. The only problem is Karma hasn't used much of his either. All the four of the drivers with drive-thrus in the pits now, serving their drive-thrus. Graceful Rook is just continuing to lose time to the drivers in front. He's got Arash Alonso behind him, along with Slim Shady and C. Bradshaw, all right behind him. The worst. On board with Slim Shady, Graceful Rook. Almost bumping into the back of him. Oh! Graceful Rook and oh, Slim Shady, even more contact. Both were fighting for the final points position in this. And now they're both going to have damage and not be able to go anywhere with this. Giving Bradshaw a free point here, despite not having a front wing, so Harry Dwarf behind him could take P8 away from him, but back at the front, Thomas still fighting for P1 here. We got another battle. Harry trying to get past the Mercedes of Nicky Nasri. Oh, he's got to get past him somehow. The rain looks like it's getting a good bit heavier here. Oh, Nasri not giving him an inch. His last chance to get the overtake done for Thomas. He's not going to be able to get it done here, so across the line, it looks like Karma will take P1 in the chicane. Oh, they're 3 wide for a moment there. Both going off the track. Nasri not giving him an inch. And Nasri's going to hold on to P4. A bit dodgy tactics there by the Mercedes, but he keeps it. P4 for now. Harry, P5, Egon, Alonso. Harry Dwarf does get past Bradshaw. Across the line at P8 for the Ferrari. He takes the final point in this. Followed by Bradshaw, Pfister, Graceful Rook. Slim Shady gets P12. Desbro and Ruli Ethan will be your finishing order for this sprint race. Drivers who DNF'd are Laser Guns, Modcat, Ipswich Techers, and Harvey. Driver of the day is only Destroyer according to the game. Oh, wait, no. Wow, Harry up 11 spots, Destroyer up 12, 7 spots gained for Egon, 7 for Arash Alonso. Then on the other end of the spectrum, you got Techers who lost 16, 13 lost for Laser Guns, 8 lost for Slim Shady, 6 lost for Ruli Ethan.
right, well. And once again, Karma, Thomas, Destroyer are your top three. Nifty, Harry, etc. after them. And I'll be back in about 5 minutes. I've only just noticed that I've come back and they're almost done. So your starting order for the main race here tonight: Karma, Thomas, Destroyer, Nasri, Harry, Egon, Alonso, Worf, Bradshaw, Pfister, Rook, Slim Shady, Desbro. Thomas gets a disqualification for a misalignment. Ruley, Ethan, Laser Guns, Mod Cat, Ipswich Techers, and Harvey. We'll round out your starting grid for tonight's main race. Mod Cat has also got a DSQ for a misalignment on the grid slot. 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go here for the Belgian Grand Prix for the second time tonight.
Heading into turn 1. Looks like Karma will maintain his lead. Looks like he'll start to pull away too a good bit. The Mercedes of Karma's had an absolutely fantastic start to this race so far. At the back, we've got Graceful Rook, who's lost a few positions. Got a lot of fighting here in the midfield. Oh, it looks like the Alpine of Alonso going a little wide there in the first part of the chicane. Gonna lose him a lot of positions. We got yellows in the back for Graceful Rook. He's around. Desbro and Ethan fighting for P15. Cat right on the rear of Ipswich Peckers and Alonso. Alonso down to P12. We're starting P7. Now down to 13th, 14th now even. Graceful Rook also having lost 7 positions so far in this lap. Harry's gained 2 spots from P5 to P3 and he's right behind Thomas. Another yellow. What's it for? It's for Ethan. He's lost it just before Stavelot. Karma still leading now over a second ahead of Thomas. Looking like it might be Karma's night tonight. Another yellow, and Nasri's retired. What's happened? Right in the middle of the track. Oh! And Desbro's hit him, and he's out. Just looks like the absolutely terrible luck of McLaren is going to continue tonight as one of the McLarens of Desbro is just destroyed himself. And he's out of the race just like that, into Nasri's car, no less. McLaren's hopes now lie solely on Karma's shoulders. Or on Karma, what? On Thomas's shoulders. So no one in the pits after that. All right. Ow. Foot. So with the retirements of Desbro and Nasri, safety cars come out. Your restart order should look like this. Karma P1, P2 Harry, followed by Thomas, Only Destroyer, Egon, Harry Dwarf, Bradshaw, Slim Shady, Blazer Guns, Fister, Ipswich Techers, Modcat, Alonso, Harvey, Whirly Ethan, and Graceful Rook, rounding out all of your drivers. Oh, we've all done that before. Ugh. All right. Man, anytime I do anytime I've ever tried no traction in this game, I always gotta like stay in 8th gear, or I'm gonna immediately lose it. And even if I do stick it in 8th gear the whole race, it does not matter. Had a few position changes back here, and I'm not sure why. Seems as if there are no penalties given out, so could be post-race penalties. Desbro has left the session ending. Could have been a good night for the McLaren driver. Single worst re-entry I've ever seen when I commentate on F5. Yeah, I just noticed you said that. We got a safety car coming in at the end of this lap, making Karma the effective safety car leader. Safety car is in, and green flag is back underway. Karma not getting much of a jump at all on his on-track rival here. Okay. Well, that was rough. But finally back. Yeah, batteries. Ugh, man. Karma's still leading the race over Harry. HRV Thomas. Doesn't look like top 3's changed at all since I left. Destroyer had a crash though. Apparently Ethan's out. Harvey's 12 seconds and dropping off the field. How many battles going on? So far we're still on a train back here in the midfield. And heading that train right now is only Destroyer. He catches up. We could turn this into a P1 to P11 train. Harry putting fastest lap of a 48.389. He's right on the gearbox of the Mercedes. No DRS activation yet. At least not that I saw. Because it was activated last lap. There will be DRS this lap. Okay, that's good news there. There is a train from P1 all the way down to P12 even. Look at that, Harry's sticking his nose in there. Side by side, they're still side by side. Out of the chicane, heading into the hairpin here. Oh, Karma looked for the switchback. It wasn't meant to be. Almost went into the grass. Out of no name, and it looks like Harry secured the lead. It's P1 for the Alfa Romeo driver. Well, Egon and only Destroyer's gone way off. He's lost both P4 and P5 to his teammate and Egon. Oh, Karma's around. He's hit the wall and he's back out on the track. Make sure no one hits him. He gets off the track to avoid anyone colliding into him. And Karma's gone from P2 all the way down to P14. No safety car, no virtual or anything. It's green flags back out in that section of the track. Laser Guns got past Slim Shady. So does everybody else as he spun around. All right. We got a bit of an end plate coming off. Not sure what happened there. I watched Alonso having to give the place back up to... Oh, we got a yellow. Destroyer's now off. Oh, and he almost... Oh! What was that? Hold on, what was that? Karma in the pits now due to having to change his wing. He's on to the hards the remainder of this race. Alonso getting back past only Destroyer. Oddcat trying to get past Fister. Looks like he'll be able to get it done. It's P7 for the Williams. Karma with a 3-second time penalty. Not how you want to do after spinning out like that. Fighting for P1 there. Fister loses the position to both has now lost the position to Graceful Rook. Down to P9 for the Haas. Get a yellow again. This time it's Karma again. He's lost it in the Lake Home chicane. At the front we got Thomas who's trying to catch up to the Alfa Romeo of Harry. Egon not close enough. We're going to see if Graceful Rook goes for the move. Not going to happen. 48.3 through the last lap for Harry. It's fastest lap of the session. He's the fastest driver on track. Fister in the pits. Not sure why. Harry Dwarf and see if they can... Oh, a little bit of contact between the Red Bull and Ferrari. See if they can... Then don't touch there. It's Egon for P3. Harry thought about making a move there into the hairpin, but it wasn't meant to be. These three need to stop fighting, though, if they want to catch back up to the top two. We've got Pfister on the inters. I haven't seen a drop of... There is not even a drop of rain out yet. Pfister is definitely pit way too early on to the inters here. Now the 3-second time penalty that is first for the race. And look at that, we got Egon, Harry, and Blazer all fighting for P3 into the chicane, and Bradshaw's right behind them. Egon's still looking for P3 to get P3 back off of the Ferrari of Harry Dwarf. Harvey with a 3-second time penalty now. It's his first for the race. 4 drivers with 3 seconds so far. Like last race where there were 4 drivers who jump started. Only a welcome change of pace there. Laser Guns gets past Egon. It's P4 for the Alpine driver. And Bradshaw still just chilling, driving right behind these guys. And oh, ho, ho. Slim Shady gets P9 off of the Aston Martin of Ipswich Stackers. Ipswich looked for the move. Looked to get the move back done. Wasn't there. If you're on the mediums at this point, you gotta hope the rain comes in very soon. On the other end, if you're on the hards, you want it to wait at least another 2 laps. Egon gets a 3-second time penalty. Look at how close Blazer Guns is here. Almost runs into the back of the Ferrari and Blanchimont. Now here he's got to find a way to get past him. Doesn't want to get past him too quickly. But Ipswich Techers in the pits. Who's he going to go on to? Question. Laser Guns now gets a 3-second time penalty. This is not going to help his case. Oh my god, he's 15 miles an hour faster than him. Oh, almost ran into the back of him. The yellow, it's for Harry. What is the Alfa Romeo of Harry done? He must have ran very wide out of the chicane. I don't know how Pfister is still on track. Oh, look, there's rain. That's why. I did not see the rain until just now. These guys on hards now are definitely not going to be feeling very good. Mediums aren't going to feel great either, but they're going to feel a good bit better. Even though they are very worn, they're going to have more grip than those hards will naturally. But that spin has given Thomas the lead here of this Belgian Grand Prix. The only question is, does he pit this time by or next time by? These are very long laps here at Spa. You don't want to overcut in the interchangeable conditions. You've got to think that all these guys are going to be coming in now. And that's exactly what Thomas does. Harry as well. Blazer Gun stays out. So does Harry Dwarf. I don't believe what they're doing here. Egon also stays out. Bradshaw stays out. Graceful Rook stays out. Modcat stays out. Slim Shady stays out. And Harry's on the hards. What has Harry done? What has Harry done? I don't believe it. He's gone on to the hards. He must have known that. Oh, I don't know if he knew that he was still auto-selected on the hards or not. Graceful Rook, Alonso, Destroyer, all on the inters. Ipswich Tackers has just pit onto the hards last lap. I can't imagine he's going to feel very good about his decision now. Does not look like Thomas is catching Slim Shady very well, except through there. He caught him by about 3/10. Catch him by anything in Buon. Gotta see what he does here. They may have hit a lap too early. We get a yellow in Sector 1. It's for Karma. The top of the hill, he's lost his front wing. Meanwhile, Blazer Guns is coming into the bus stop chicane, so is Harry Dwarf. Neither of them pitting yet again. Neither does Egon or Bradshaw. If you're Modcat, you gotta pit. I mean, your tires are just about dead. He stays out. Slim Shady also stays out. HRV Thomas has caught up a little bit to Slim Shady. Only Destroyer gets a 3-second time penalty. That I believe is his second 3-second time penalty of the race. It is. DRS has just been disabled, so the entire top six probably going to feel like idiots now for not pitting when they should have. Harry, I can't even imagine how Harry and Teckers feel. It's all about how much can HRV Thomas catch up to the leader. He's 15.7 seconds back currently, but it looks like Thomas might be able to take the lead after all these pit stops. Very well should. Oh, a car's out. It's Karma. That could be a safety car. It's a virtual. That could save Blazer Guns and Harry's lives. Car is gone now. Stavilo claims another victim in tonight's race. I figured it'd be Eau Rouge Radion, but for some reason I knew that it would be Stavilo. And that is Karma's race done and dusted. Unfortunately for the Mercedes driver, neither of the Mercedes drivers will be able to score points tonight. All these guys are going to be able to pit. HRV Thomas, since the safety car came out, has lost 4 seconds to leaders. Harry Dwarf now gets a penalty. Will the virtual go away as soon as they pit or not? If you're Modcat or Slim Shady, you have to pit. You do not have a choice. Whether it's safety, whether the virtual safety car goes away or not, really doesn't matter for them. They have to pit, period. So rain droplets out on the track now. The track looks very greasy. Green flag is back out, and we're going to watch the Blazer Guns. Oh, they're way ahead. That HRV Thomas is only going to get P4. Harry stays out yet again. I'm not sure what he's on about, but he's definitely got to pit soon or he's going to lose the car completely. Speaking of losing a car, we've got a yellow in Sector 3. It's for Ipswich Deckers. Not sure what happened, but I imagine he lost the car. Egon looking to make the move back. Oh, he hits him. They both hit each other. And if it weren't for Harry's hard tires, he would have been able to make a move on both of them. Harry with another 3 seconds, or excuse me, no, that's Harry with his first 3 seconds. I thought it was Harry Dwarf for a second. I get those two mixed up because of the names. Right now, it's looking like this race could be down between Harry Dwarf and Blazer Guns, as long as HRV Thomas doesn't catch up too much. But Egon is just dying to get past this Alfa Romeo on the slicks. Still. Does go for the dive bomb. This is for P4. He can't even pit. He can't even pit. Harry can't pit, so he stays out again. This is going to be absolutely fatal to his race. Harry, who for a moment looked like he could very well fight for this win, now looks like he might not even be able to score points tonight. He's just been passed by Bradshaw now. Bradshaw up in a P5. Graceful Rook now with a 3-second time penalty. Ipswich Techers in the pits. Got to assume he's going on to a set of inters now. He can get a speeding penalty, so he does look like he'll be sticking it out. Oh, we got a good battle up here for P1. Still. Oh, we got a yellow. It's for Harry. He's lost it in Puon. Gonna lose a handful of positions. He's gone from P9 to P6. Alonso might be too far back for Harry's spin to affect him. And yeah, he's way too far back still. But he is catching him rapidly. And Harry is just losing a couple of tenths per second. Doesn't matter if he's going in a straight line or not. He's hemorrhaging time right now. We've got a fight for P10 between only Destroyer and Alonso. Destroyer is on the gearbox. Okay, we got a lot of lag from the Ferrari Destroyer, I think. Either that or it's Alonso. I can't even tell. The car's just bouncing all around the place. Pretty sure it's Destroyer, though. Like 95% sure. And Harry chooses to stay out again. He is just... I don't even know what he's doing or why. He's just... I mean, look at this. He is quite clearly 10 to 20 miles an hour slower in the straight lines. He's probably about 10 to 20 miles an hour slower in each corner, too. And look at that. Destroyer didn't even have a good run, and he was still 20 miles an hour faster going up the hill than Harry. I just don't get the strategy call by the Alfa Romeo. Unless the rain clears up immediately and becomes bone dry, there's no chance that the strategy's calling is going to work. At this point, I just feel bad for him. Pfister now gets past Harry, and look at that. Look at the speed difference. You would think at this point it'd be obvious, but regrettably, no. Back at the front, because this is one of only two battles going on, and the two battles being between an Alpine and a Ferrari. Everyone else is pretty far spread. It's pretty spread out. And the battle here now is for P9. Of course, Destroyer has 3 more seconds in penalties than Alonso does, so currently it's looking like Alonso might be able to secure P9. That is unless, of course, Alonso gets a 3-second himself. Guys are using a lot of ERS. I'm honestly shocked there's so much ERS being used. Between these two, I would understand. And these two I kind of get, but everybody else, it's just curious. Harry is finally in the pits about 5 laps too late. He has retired from the session. Unfortunate race from Harry, who very well looked like he could have fought for a win in this race at one point. Is now out of the points and not even going to be classified. Since HRV Thomas took over P3, he has dropped a considerable amount of time to the top too. He's pulled a good gap on Egon in P4, but he's also dropped a lot of time to Harry and Blazer Guns. Both of whom look like they're just the class of the field right now. Blazer Guns, without a doubt, going to be driver of the day, regardless of who you ask. Gone from P15, an absolutely horrendous sprint race, to an absolutely stellar main race from the Alpine. Five laps remaining left in this race. You can see the McLaren back there for a moment in the background. Coming up, not even up the hill yet. That's how far ahead these two are. Got Graceful Rook coming up to the back of the Williams of Modcat. Might be able to fight for P6 here. As Dwarf and Blazer Guns look like they're starting to spread out a little bit. Looks like we might soon have a three-way fight for P9 between Alonso Destroyer and now Fister. Both of the Haas drivers look like they're starting to push towards the end of this race. It might be a little bit too late for Fister though. He's got 3 extra seconds in penalties than Alonso does. He can still pass Destroyer though. Oh, look at this. Oh, Rook not giving much room to Modcat. A bit of contact there. Right now it looks like Rook may have just taken P6 away. But he's going to have to pull 3 seconds in these final 4 laps. Egon with 6 seconds looks like he's going to lose P5. Or, yeah, excuse me, P4. He's going to drop to P5 after Bradshaw crosses the line, as long as he stays within that 6 seconds of him. And it looks like Modcat has gotten back past the Haas of Graceful Rook. P6 back for the Haas. He's about to run into the back of him. He might want to back off a bit. Running on the outside of the hairpin, not really a line you want to take. for an overtake. If he doesn't stop fighting with Modcat, Slim Shady could come up and take P7 away from him. Ipswich Techers, hold on, he's crashed. That's not in the pits, or he's retired, that's not in the pits. That's on track, so he's crashed like I thought he did. And now you gotta wonder whether these two in the front are gonna be able to resist pitting. No, they definitely do not. Harvey with a drive-through for speeding. The worst possible thing that could have happened to the AlphaTauri driver. He's already down in P12. We've got Egon diving into the pits. Bradshaw probably going to stay out, and he does. Modcat's definitely going to choose to stay out. And a lot of these drivers with penalties are going to get hurt drastically by this safety car. And Modcat is in the pits of all people. Hold on, we got a guy going on to the softs. And the track does look like it's drying out. There's no more rain coming down. So this could end with no rain. We got Modcat in the pits now. He's also chosen the softs. The double stack for Williams. Let's see if it'll work out. Not quite to perfection. But not a bad double stack. Doesn't look like Slim Shady really loses any positions. Egon on those brand new softs. He's got to hope this track dries out quickly. Be very careful on these softs with how damp the track still is. Arash, Alonso, Pfister all in the pits as well. Harvey with a wing change and onto the softs. So you have, out of the 12 drivers remaining, you have got half on the softs, half on the inters. And if this track is dry enough, these inters runners are definitely going to regret it. This safety car is also hurt. Laser Guns and Harry Dwarf, I've only just remembered they both have a 3-second time penalty, and they had over 6 seconds between themselves and Thomas. Thomas now is right back on their gearbox, and even if they pull away and get an okay gap, I don't know if they'll be able to get 3 seconds in 2 laps. They're going to have to hope for a miracle here. And again, if the track is dry enough, they might also have to worry about Egon, Modcat, Slim Shady, and the other soft runners as well. Although Harvey might be a little too far back. Pfister, probably the same. No, it looks like they're going to be going more than slow enough. Laser Gun's going to be going more than slow enough to allow his teammate to catch up. Now that those two have caught up, Harvey is still about 23 seconds back. I don't think he's going to be able to catch up. Still not gone yet as we head into the chicane. Out of the chicane. Laser Guns doesn't catch anybody out. Harry Dwarf is right on his gearbox. Doesn't look like he's going for a move though. Gonna watch on board with Egon. Egon's about the same speed out of the exit as Bradshaw. Bradshaw getting a bit of a better second phase there. Oh, he's way faster through there. Yeah, I would say it's definitely time for the slick tires. Egon's gone past Bradshaw. And it looks like Only Destroyer applying some very interesting defensive tactics. He's just taken out Slim Shady. You can't be serious. He's deliberately taken out a car. That has to be a penalty. As for that penalty on Modcat for cutting the chicane, I can't say I blame him for cutting it. He had no choice. Oh, it's Bradshaw. What has happened in the front of the field? Egon and Bradshaw have both been taken out. What has happened? What happened? Modcat up into P4. He does have a 3-second, but he's also way better tires. Oh! Harry Dwarf takes out Thomas. And Modcat now around the outside of the Ferrari. He's going to be able to get the move done. It's P2 for Modcat. And I would say the track is more than dry enough. He's 3 seconds and climbing behind Blazer Guns. Blazer Guns doesn't have anything he can do. He's just got to hope the gap he's got right now can stay. Everyone who finishes this race now will get points. Everyone who finished, honestly, I think by now, anyone who crashes out now is definitely getting points. Modcat, 2.5 seconds back. He loses a bit there and proceeds to gain it right back. Gonna ride on board with Modcat. There's Blazer Guns. He's climbing towards them. He's used almost all of his ERS, though Blazer Guns still has about 25% left. And the sun is starting to come out. That is going to heat up this track exponentially. It's gonna make Blazer Gun. This is gonna make this the longest lap of Blazer Guns' life. Coming out of No Name now. He's only got 2.2 seconds and drastically dropping behind him. Looking out of the back of the Alpine. Going very slow through here. Not much slower than Modcat, though. He is going a little bit faster, but not by a lot. 1.8 seconds. Look at him. He's right there. Blazer Guns has to be as careful as possible so he doesn't get another penalty. Oh, he spun! He spun, and it's Modcat into the lead. Blazer Guns has just choked it away. Absolute heartbreaking scene for the Alpine driver of Blazer Guns. I don't believe it. We go back to the front. It looks like it's going to be Modcat's race to win. Back-to-back days, we get to see a Williams on the top step of the podium as Modcat comes across the line and he's going to win the Belgian Grand Prix. DRS has just been activated as they cross the line. I can imagine it would have been activated immediately if not for the fact that they had to wait 2 laps for this for it to activate. I don't know what I want to say. And Slim Shady, his teammate, takes 9th. Harvey gets P10 after not serving his drive-through. Driver of the day, Modcat. Looking for like a fantastic race for the Alpine of Blazer Guns, but out of Stavelot. Had to claim one more victim, and unfortunately from Blazer Guns, it was him on the final lap of the race at the worst possible time. Good news for Blazer Guns is he does secure P3 across the line. So he doesn't lose out on a podium. That's good news there. I can't imagine that's what he wanted after the way that restart happened. All right, so hello. How are you doing, man? We got 2 of our podium finishers. Can we get number 3?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I can see you're happy.
I could not. I can't believe it. Sorry, I didn't swear, but God.
For sure, I know exactly how you felt considering I did it yesterday. In the same car, no less.
Crash was
Oh.
crash was only destroyed.
Alright. So we will be starting with our man who finished P3. Blazer Guns, you led about half the race, and in those final laps on the restart, did you know that the track was too dry for your tires or not? Yeah, fair enough. I can see the frustration, and I do know how you feel. A rough situation to be in. We're going to be heading into our break next week. The following week will be the Portuguese Grand Prix at Portimao. How do you feel heading into that race? Okay. Well. All right. Well, best of luck to you. Great race. Just an unfortunate finish for you, Blazer Guns. And like I said, best of luck next race. On to our race winner, Modcat. How do you feel, man?
I cannot.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I got to do my own redemption yesterday, so trust me when I say this. I know exactly how you feel. Been here for 3 seasons, and I finally won yesterday, so glad to see another Williams win, making it back-to-back days. Oh yeah, congrats, man. And great race today, great race. Couldn't be happier with how you did. No, you're all good. I just said couldn't be happier with how you did. You had an absolutely fantastic race. Next week will be our bye week, as I said to Blazer Guns, and the following week will be the Portuguese Grand Prix. How do you feel heading to Portimao in 2 weeks?
I think the corners are a bit of a struggle for me, especially through turn 8. I have not been on that track since last year, and believe it or not, every race that I've gone through, I've done zero practice. I did zero practice.
Well, to be fair, you're still a reserve in Tier 3, so... Well, I can imagine there are some teams that are probably going to be looking to you now.
So, I think in hitting the songs took that opportunity. I was like, you know what, YOLO, I'm gonna see what happens. I hit for songs under the safety car. No, I'm joking. turned in.
Yeah, I was watching on board with you when I saw that. I was on board with you when I saw that, and I gotta tell you, that was some sketchy driving.
And somehow, back to when the race was really bad for me. Yeah, I feel bad for my team.
Well, he did get P9, so at least he got something.
I thought I was too slow. Somehow. Good race, then lost the second. Messed up the strategy.
Well, congratulations on your win. I can imagine you're going to be feeling about as great as I've felt for the last 24 hours. Best of luck to your next race. And that'll do it for me, folks. I've been your host, Dave's Freak, the sore-throated voice of RSF1. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Goodbye and good night.